Hi everyone, welcome to our next VTuber Studio Open Q&A. So in today's VTuber Game Development Open Q&A, we'll be showing our newest release for the VTuber Studio that we've been working on for the past few weeks. If you've been following our demos from the past few weeks, you'll know that we're working on a VTuber Studio that allows you to stream in and out of Unreal Engine. And so a bit more about this open repo project. We've been working on the VTuber Studio alongside the bigger Offworld Live shared repository, which is an Apache licensed open source Unreal project file repository on GitHub in our download center. And it allows users to use the software for any purpose, to distribute it, modify and distribute modified versions of the software, so without any concern for royalties. So if you clone files from the shared repository, you can feel free to use these project files and assets however you want. And this shared project will be community-led and orientated, allowing us to have a lot of collaboration and contribution within the community as well. And so within the repository, we have project files and assets that will be shared, as I've mentioned, on GitHub and Download Center. And we'll be also developing weekly demo sessions within this open Q&A alongside knowledge base articles. So we'll be writing on articles and kind of like README files for you to follow, and use our VTuber Studio project. And so if you haven't been to one of our Wednesday Discord Q&A sessions before, we walk through quite a few topics in the kind of VTuber game area, such as inputting and outputting media directly from Unreal. We've also got, we will be down the line we'll be talking about games packaging and UI development as well. And alongside that as well, character rigging. So a lot of you are interested in using custom skeletal meshes and thinking about IK rigs as well as retargeting animations. So we've got some kind of retargeters set up within the project for you to freely kind of use Mixamo animations in Metahuman or on VRM characters. We will be covering face and body capture technology options, so something such as LiveLink or other kind of mocap suits in the future. But more importantly, we'll be talking about avatar customizations and environment building for you to easily kind of replace your environments and avatars to build your VTuber Studio. And so this week, as I've mentioned, it's really exciting as we will be kind of like releasing our first draft of the VTuber Studio. It's from the past few weeks, we've developed a brand new project structure with a really powerful blueprint to help you select your desired Offworld Live capture systems as well as display materials. So in the demo later, you will see how we've restructured the project for you to easily clone the project and just select the capture systems you need and the materials you want it displayed on. And we have also, with the kind of editor project files, also a package game. Where you can use this package game to stream directly in and out, save to file, so on and so forth. And so we'll be playtesting this package game a little later together. But yeah, it's really nice to have you all here. And so a little bit more about the VTuber Studio. So we've been working on this for the past few weeks, and it is currently in editor. Within editor, we've developed blueprints for you to connect different capture systems, media inputs, avatar assets, environment meshes, so on and so forth. And so the VTuber Studio features the vast capabilities of the Offworld Live streaming toolkit for VTubers and live streamers and other content creators. We consider it an editor game so that you can explore streaming capabilities in editor as well as in-game when you package it. We've also got this open source project template for you to quickly customize and package your own VTuber Studio. So as mentioned, if you would like to import your avatars or drag different kind of like environment or level assets from another Unreal project and import that into this, migrate the project files into this project, you'll be able to easily kind of like customize and package your own VTuber Studio. And so let's explore some of the features of this VTuber Studio. So we have the off-world live capture systems, so viewport capture, CineCam capture, as well as 360 capture. This means that within the VTuber Studio, you're able to take these 3 capture systems and stream out of Unreal directly. And so if you haven't explored these capabilities in our existing toolkit, there's a really good opportunity to try out some of these functionalities. With that, we also have streaming and media output. So if you want to stream, create a package app or create a streaming application, we have a few different streaming options for you to kind of stream directly out of Unreal using Spout and NDI, but we also have the virtual webcam and also streaming to RTMP. So RTMP, we've talked about this in the past few weeks, but it's real-time messaging protocol. So you can stream to different servers such as Twitch, YouTube, Restream, or Bilibili. Alternatively, you can also use our media output to save to files. So in this project, all of these functions are covered. We also have media input if you want to kind of like have kind of real-time screen captures or streaming kind of media feeds into Unreal. So for example, if you're playing a film in the editor space, or if you want to kind of like have screen grabs directly into Unreal when you're working on a game or playing a game or watching a video, this is a great feature. We've also since last week built a new actor blueprint, which is a controller that allows you to select desired capture systems and their respective render targets. So like the render target is where you get to apply the capture onto a texture and then use that texture in a material. So this blueprint allows you to link all of these together. And then we've also got LiveLink, as well as example assets with avatars, environment meshes, and materials. So this project is constantly growing, and we'd also want more contributions from you all. So yeah, today is the first release of our VTuber Studio. We have just gone public on GitHub, so if you're interested, you are able to clone this project. And so I'm just going to click this here really quickly to show you our project. So under Off-World Live Collaborative VTuber Studio, this repository has just gone public, and here I've written a quite extensive README that will be further developed in the next few weeks, explaining the project, explaining some of the features, dependencies, how to use the VTuber Studio, and how to clone the project and open it on Unreal, about access and licenses in case you want to develop this project or even make it into commercial purposes, distribution, so on and so forth. And then we also have kind of different questions. If you'd like to, if you have any questions, we'll be answering a lot of these here. And finally on contributions. So I'm just going to go back to this and explain a little more. So in order to use this project, we've currently upgraded our project to Unreal 5.2 as of yesterday. So it's now on the brand new version. And so you'll need 5.2 to access this project. Because this is a C++ project that you have to package into a game, potentially, you'll need also Visual Studio 2022. Having Visual Studio allows you to package and build solutions for your C++ projects. So this is essential for you to use this project. And to further kind of like explore all features in VTuber Studio and package your own application, you'll also need to have OBS Studio, our Spout plugin for OBS Studio, and NDI tools. So these are all linked on the GitHub page for you to access and download them individually. And so I'll be walking through really quickly how you can use the VTuber Studio through two ways. So first, you can download from our download center, which will be updated very soon, where you can download the project directly, and the project should come with generated SLN files for Unreal Engine to open the project directly. So what you have to do is just unzip the folder and double-click VTuber Studio U projects and open without any issues. Alternatively, this is what I would recommend, is that you clone the project from GitHub or download the project folder from Download Center. You will unzip the folder and right-click on the VTuber Studio U project and select Generate Visual Studio Project Files. So in Visual Studios, you'll have to open the solution file and right-click to build solution. So I'm just gonna quickly show you how this can be done, and it is very simple with just a few clicks. So let's say we are in your GitHub folder now with VTuber Studio. When you first clone the project, you'll have to right-click on the VTuber Studio U project, show more options, and if you have Visual Studio installed, you will have these options called Generate Visual Studio Project Files. So once you click that, it will then generate this solution file. So this is a Visual Studio solution file, and if you double-click on that, it will run Visual Studio. It'll just take a few seconds. And so now on the right-hand side of the window, you'll see the Solution Explorer. Usually I would go click on the project hierarchy, so the solution VTuber Studio, and wait for Visual Studio to just finish loading. And now I will click Build Solution. So this is how you can build project files. This is how you can build project files for Unreal. And as you can see, you will just build a project file for Unreal and it should work fine. So now I'm just closing that and trying to open. So now this is our file that's open once you build solution. So it's as easy as that. Right-click Build Solution, and then it will generate a solution file. The solution file generated, and then you can then open Unreal. So just going back to this, just a little reminder: we are this VTuber Studio is an Apache licensed open source Unreal project, so you are free to modify. You're free to modify and distribute versions of this software without any concerns for royalties. And then, very important, we would really encourage kind of community contributions to this VTuber Studio to kind of like continuously building our asset library. And so it's recommended that you submit changes to our GitHub for one blueprint at a time. So if you want to commit something, you will have to initiate a pull request, and your request will be approved or reviewed individually to ensure that the proposed changes are aligned with our style or requirements. And so just an example, you can click pull request over here in the GitHub and open a pull request. We'll be asking you what your pull request is trying to achieve, whether this is fixing our VTuber Studio or featuring something new. And if it's a feature, what functionality does this add? And just to check whether the blueprints are working, so on and so forth. And so now let's start and look into the VTuber Studio and see what we have for updates. So this is our current VTuber Studio, and from the past weeks we've added quite a lot of capture systems and input systems in. So as you can see in the scene, we have the common off-world live capture systems. So we have the 360 cam, CineCam, as well as Viewport capture. So these are our capture systems that will allow us to stream out of Unreal. And then we also have different senders and receivers for Spout and NDI. And so every actor is now dropped into the kind of outliner and the scene. And what is new about the project is that we now have the BP VTS controller. So this is a controller that Wesley has created, which takes the different camera types or capture types, and you can select between Viewport capture, CineCam, 360, and select however many you like. So currently we have maximum of 4, but you can have more. You can have Viewport capture, 2 Viewport captures, or you can have 2 CineCams, so on and so forth. So this is a dynamic kind of like array that will update the widget blueprint, and you can also select an input display material. So let's play our game and see what has changed. So this is our current scene, and we've just quickly updated the icons this week, and as well as the logo, but the functionalities are still the same. We have different capture systems allowing you to choose from Viewport, CineCam with just the character, 360 cam, and 360 camera with the character only. So with the 360 you can also choose different kind of projection types, and then select an output that works for you. So I'm just going to test on the Spout sender and click output, and you'll see that it is currently outputting. So if I go onto my OBS, I'll be able to use first available sender. And then now you see that the cube map is now streaming to OBS. So I've already gone through some of these functionalities, but this project is now neatly kind of restructured for you to quickly clone. We also have our new asset here, which is a very beautiful TV created by Natalia. And then all these, when you clone the project, all you have to worry about is kind of selecting the different camera type in the camera type data here, and selecting the input display material. So that's kind of it for the functions, and you don't have to worry too much about the back end when you clone our project. But feel free to just add different objects into the scene and package however you like. So this is one of the major updates to our VTuber Studio. In the next few weeks, we'll be walking through a lot more on how to customize this project. So, for example, swapping the avatar out, adding your own levels into this project, and kind of customizing the environment. So we'll be further developing in the demo sessions, but feel free to let me know if you have any questions, or if you're interested to learn more about the VTuber Studio. But yeah, thank you very much. Yes, so the links will be available here. I am just copying this VTuber Studio. So this is a public repository where you can download, and you can either download zip or clone, or using the GitHub desktop client. But yeah, just showing this here. So it's github.com off-world-live-collaborative/VTuber Studio. And you should be able to find this public repository. We will be also updating our download center, so if that's more convenient, feel free to download on the Off-World Live download center. In the previous weeks, Jasper's already kind of put up his virtual production studio example level here. So today you'll also be able to see our VTuber Studio available for free downloads on our download center. So these are the currently the two options for you to clone this project. But yeah, really exciting to see how you will be able to customize the level and use use the same kind of blueprints and widgets for you to easily package your VTuber game. Yeah, so I'm just looking at some of the comments. Yeah, real-time body capture software. We've seen a few with kind of like pose tracking that is real time, but alternatively, I mean, the most common kind of body capture ones are using motion builder. So if you have any mocap suit, or if you're retargeting from a different software, you can always stream real time into Unreal using motion builder. I guess that's the industry standard, but yeah, we're still looking into different body capture software. We've seen, yeah, we will hopefully be able to develop some of that in the next few months. And feel free to suggest if there's any other topics that you'd like to explore, and we can do that together in some of the following open Q&A sessions as well.
I'm sorry, where do we type?
Oh, hi. Yes, do you see the chat? Do you see the show chat on the right upper corner of the Discord?
Or you can just ask questions.
Yeah, feel free to ask questions. Yeah, feel free to jump in.
I didn't want to intrude. Yeah, I'll try to find the chat first. Thank you.
No worries. It's a very casual kind of like open Q&A, so feel free to chime in if you want to just chat anytime. Yes. Yeah, so on the top upper corner, I can probably show it over here as well. So be able to find this show chat button and then open up the kind of chat overlay. Cool.
All right, I guess I'll talk in voice. It's a lot faster to articulate my thoughts. You mentioned in the studio, there's blueprints set up for character rigging. Is that correct?
Yes. So for character rigging, it's for character retargeting at the moment. So let me just open up this project. We currently have just some Mexamo retargeters for you to retarget to metahumans as well as VRMs. So if you can see over here, in VH Metahuman, we'll see animations. So we've created this retargeter that allows you to kind of retarget different animations on Mexamo. Maybe It's better if there's an offset. Yeah. So you can cycle through different animations, and you can basically download from Mixamo an animation and import using the same kind of skeleton, and then you'll be able to use this to export selected animations directly to be used for metahumans. But alongside that, I think Unreal's also created a new kind of like character rigging tool within the editor, which I haven't explored just yet. But currently we just have the Mixamo IK rig and the Metahuman IK rig, and we created a retargeter to help you retarget animations from Mixamo to metahumans, and similarly for the VRM characters. We just thought these are the kind of like more popular character choices, so we've been doing that a bit. So here are the kind of like retargeted animations, an IK with the retargeter, so you'll be able to see things like this. I'm not sure if that answers some of your questions, but because this is a kind of like growing project, we'll be working a lot more within the avatars and environment side of things as well. But currently we're working specifically on kind of getting media input and output into a kind of like very meaty a VTS controller blueprint for you to select in and out. I can show you a bit about this blueprint as well. It's just so it's kind of like a controller system that will allow you to start and stop cameras, update the kind of camera data type over here, and setting those options. So setting the streaming settings. So it communicates with the widget blueprint for events to happen. But yeah, I'm not going to dive into too much of it, but we'll be developing more of these kind of blueprints for you to use hopefully in the future. Are there any kind of like blueprints you're interested in that we can work on? Or
I'm a brand new user with the Unreal Engine. Honestly, not yet. My biggest thing was, and your answer was actually more advanced in a pleasant way than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's say I boot up this project, I import my Metahuman to it. How difficult or challenging is it to trigger said animations? That's all new to me.
Yeah. So I'm just going to show you when you download a Metahuman from, is that Quixelbridge? Yeah. So if you download from Quixelbridge, you will have this folder, let's say, and it should. You might be able to add, if you clone this project, add from Quixel content, and then you will see your Metahuman here. It is as easy. It is as easy as looking for the Metahuman blueprint, clicking on it, and then you will see the blueprint editor has the details panel on the right, as well as the kind of Metahuman hierarchy. So you'll see root, body, so on and so forth. We already have some example content for animations that is retargeted. So retargeting means that you're retargeting an animation that's made for a skeleton to another skeleton. And we've kind of retargeted some animations for the Metahuman skeleton, and so with that we have some sitting content, some talking, standing content as well. These assets. So these assets are already available in the project. So once you open up your Metahuman blueprint and import your Metahuman to this project, when you click on body, go on the right, you'll find animation. So select use animation asset for animation mode, and then you should be able to find these you should be able to find these assets ready because it's retargeted for metahumans.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. And then my second part of my question, I suppose. So I noticed you talked about LiveLink capabilities. Those are already inherent in this project?
Yes.
Like all I have to do is just target my iPhone, for example, and then
yes.
it should work out the box?
Yes, so LiveLink, on your LiveLink app, if you have an iPhone, you'd have to select and add target. So a target is basically communicating to the IPv4 address of your computer, and so it could be like 192.168. And then
yes,
and then you should be able to I have a VPN on right now, so I can't show you immediately, but once that target is added to your LiveLink phone, and then that will be automatically updated. But if you need to double check on your MetaHuman, you've got this LiveLink section over here. So
and it should show the phone in that menu.
Yeah.
And then as long as the face is checked, below it, use AR kit face, I believe.
Yes.
Then it should just work.
So yeah.
As intended.
Yes. So the project has Apple ARKit plugins all enabled, and we've also got, for the VRM avatar, we have this blueprint that communicates to with the kind of this skeletal mesh. So yeah, similarly for MetaHuman, you'd go into MetaHuman blueprint, select your iPhone, but it should be automatically selected, and then it will also play in editor as well. And then if you hit play, that's all going to work.
All right. My last question, and I'll leave you alone. So I have the LiveLink, and that's all straightforward. I'm also trying to use, I don't know if you're familiar with it, the Leap Motion by Ultraleap for hand tracking. That works. The hand tracking itself works. Yeah. But I found I will need to create IKs, and I don't know anything about that. But it seems like I would have to add modules to an existing animation blueprint. Is that something that's doable in this project, or do you think it'll break? Like if I just have a static MetaHuman, am I able to like edit the animation blueprints to make my arms functional?
Yes. I'm not sure if this is helpful, but on the MetaHuman, you've also got the way LiveLink works is that it you can also, I think there are construction scripts. So I wonder if it would be good to also do it in the construction script. So for example, here it's using LiveLink body, and then it will target a kind of animation instance. Are you planning to play animations based on Leap Motion, or?
Yeah, based on the Leap Motion itself. Like I want all the hand all the hand motions to be from my actual hands, like the data being captured from the device. So like right now I have a different project that has it all set up, but I need to somehow integrate those modules into, say, this project. Yeah. So is it as simple as just opening up a blueprint like this and then copying and pasting like a whole new set of modules, or I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure what modules mean in this context, but is it in the level, or is it already an existing blueprint in your projects?
It's already in an existing blueprint. Yeah. So I don't know if like I could just copy paste and then like just right below all of these or this setup that you have on your screen. Like is that a thing for blueprints? I'm not sure.
So I guess is the kind of setup already in a blueprint within a MetaHuman? so within a working kind of Blueprint Metahuman. So sometimes, so another interesting thing you could potentially do is, so let's say I have a folder in my content folder that I want to copy to another project file. You could basically copy the EU assets within it and then drag into another Unreal project. Alternatively, you can also right-click and asset actions and migrate. And so let's say I've selected, and then it will generate an asset report to kind of compile different kind of like dependent assets together and then migrate it to another project. So if that's something you're interested in, you can always have two projects open and then just right-click on migrate on one of the, on, for example, the Leap Motion project, and then import these assets for this project.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of one way to do it. But I mean, specifically on, I'm sure it's doable. But specifically, we can kind of look into that a bit more as well if you want to share your screen next week, or we can look into that next week.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I appreciate the answers.
Yeah, I mean, there are other things. I've seen people connecting kind of like VR headsets to the head of a rig as well. So yeah, those could be done as well, but we can look into that a bit more.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No worries. Hope that's semi-helpful. But if not, feel free to just message us for any specific questions and we'll get to them.
All right. Thank you.
Great. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to our sessions. If you have any other questions, I'll be around for a chat over here for the next 5 minutes or so. But yeah, feel free to just let me know. But really excited for all of you to join, and feel free to clone the projects and reuse some of the assets. So some useful assets there. Really love the light rig that Jasper has made. This TV is also really useful, as well as the actor blueprint. Thank you. We'll be hoping to develop more on this as well, but it will be a packaged game down the line. But yeah, thank you so much. Hope to see you next week. And feel free to share your screen next week and we can walk through this in the Q&A. Thanks everyone for joining.